Technology surrounds us in our day-to-day lives. No matter where you turn, the likelihood is you will find someone on their phone or their tablets, or maybe even their Nintendo Switch. You know, you'll see me with that often, and that's all because of technology. And it's really not such a bad thing. I mean, like, at the end of the day, it makes our lives much more easier and makes us humans capable of doing things that we wouldn't be able to do otherwise without the use of technology. Take this video, for instance. Without the phone and the technology within it that I'm using to record this, I would be completely unable to make the video you're seeing before you. And it'll be the exact same for today's guest. For Skylander Dude, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? It's the Skylander Dude, and I'm here on Ignite the Fire's channel to say my top 5 favorite tech Skylanders, and without further ado, we'll start with number 5, which is Jawbreaker. Now, Jawbreaker's a really cool figure. I love his Traptanium fist, really cool use of the Traptanium gimmick that was back in Traptanium, and he also had a really cool Lost Islands variant, which I may or may not have made a custom of. Shameless plug there, but yeah, so that's number 5.
Thanks for that awesome intro there for Skylander Dude. But anyway, going on to my first pick of the list right here, we have High Volt. Now, this guy's moveset within Skylander's Superchargers is really fun to utilise because it has some really effective combos that are not only fun to pull off, but just really great at whooping the enemy's ass as well, you could say. With all of that technology within him, it's no surprise really that defeating enemies comes easy for this guy. But besides the incredibly fun moveset, I also love this guy's design, particularly his armor, for shoulder padding, just makes a really interesting figure. And better yet, just as a police officer would, he has a bit of scratches and battle damage, of course, from protecting the Skylands, and so those intricate details can be seen on his figure and everything, and I love that about it.
Now, for number 4, I have Boomer. I always thought he was so powerful back in the day as far as Adventure, when I always used him to beat up my friends in the battle arena. And he also had really explosive bombs and explosive personality, which I love about this character.
As for my next pick on the list, we have Chopper, who once again has a really fun moveset, purely because once again it absolutely annihilates the enemies around him, especially when you utilize his Soul Gem ability. There is no one who could possibly survive that kind of carnage. But better yet is this guy's name. Of course, you can create several Schwarzenegger references, including for one where you need to escape some alien predators, and you can
get to the chopper!
But with all of that out of the way, what also makes Chopper so great is his design. Combining a mech with a Tyrannosaurus Rex is just really creative and so cartoony. It fits in with Skylanders so well. And because of the design alone, this guy makes number 4 on my portion of the list. But his awesome moveset just really helps elevate the quality of this character overall.
For number 3, I have Treadhead. I love Treadhead, mostly because of that vehicle, not only because of how powerful it is in the game, but also because it's a really creative sort of vehicle. Like, you wouldn't think of any sort of vehicle like this, and I love how Activision and Toys for Bob make these creative, cool vehicles, or just things for Skylanders that you would never think of.
For number 3, I have Robo, continuing the tradition of awesomely designed tech Skylanders. This guy's design is just phenomenal. Everything from the detail within his bow and arrow to his hood with the feather on it, resembling that of Robin Hood, is just so freaking awesome. And not to mention the molding on the top of that really brings out a strong personality within the character. He looks very skilled, just like Robin Hood was with his bow and arrow and everything. So again, his design and personality reflecting a famous figure. I really enjoyed that about him. But better yet is his moveset. It's varied and incredibly fun to utilize. He has a lot of gadgets and gizmos, which first of all are very effective in combat. Once again, you can whoop enemies' asses with them, him being a sensei and everything. But it's just so much fun to combo with one another, and not to mention it's got some neat animations alongside it. So above all, this guy just feels like a lot of love and effort was poured into him, and I love it when Skylanders have that kind of attention to detail.
And for number 2, I actually have Countdown. I love Countdown a lot, mostly because his head is a bomb, and that's so creative. I love all the tech Skylanders basically because they're really creative, but Countdown in specific, he has really powerful rockets there, and of course as a bomb, and he also has a Lost Islands variant there too, which I also made.
So number 2 on my personal list right here, we have Magna Charge, who is so much fun just because you can defeat almost any enemy from Swap Force and beyond by utilizing 2 buttons and a single analog input. You can pick up an enemy, waddle off to the edge, and then drop that enemy, allowing them to fall off the face of the Skylanders. It's very effective and just so much fun to watch as the enemy falls to their death. So the simple effectiveness of this guy and the sheer hilariosity of how easy he is to utilize is just so much fun. And on top of that, he also has really cool design with some really cool looking magnet-like ear thingies, whatever they're called. They just look really cool and fit the design quite nicely. Once again, just like High Volt, there's lots of miniature details to just admire, especially in the shoulder pieces right there with the battle scratches. But by far my favourite part of the design is that bazooka right there. It just looks so dang cool, and like it's a part of this figurine right here. It gives Magna Charge a lot of personality all the same.
And for the number 1 spot, I have Chain Reaction. Now, just like every other Tech Skylander, he's really, really creative. Like, who would have thought of, like, swords made from chainsaws? It's so cool. And then the chain for his beard is just the icing on the cake. And he's also really powerful in game. I love the colors on the figure. It's just an overall a great character. So that's why I picked him for my number 1 spot for the top 10 favorite Tech Skylanders. Thanks so much to Ignite for letting me hop on his channel to say my top 5 favorite Tech Skylanders. And so yeah, guys, peace.
So, when me and Skylander combine our lists together, we have none other than Jawbreaker at number 10, High Volt number 9, Boomer number 8, Chopper number 7, Treadhead number 6, Robo number 5, Countdown number 4, Magna Charge number 3, and Chain Reaction at number 2. But of course, the list here, as always, is not finished until we introduce my number 1 Tech Skylander into the mix, which is none other than Drobot. Now, straight up, this guy is so much fun just because of how brainless he is. You hold the Y button and annihilate all of your enemies, and so just like Magna Charge, for less work you put in and for more rewarding it becomes, it's just fun for the player, just plain and simple fun. And not to mention, this whole annihilative moveset makes its way into Drobot's personality as well, which is a lot like Soundwave from the Transformers franchise. So of course I really like that kind of reference because I love the Decepticon character that I just mentioned, and so seeing that replicated in the Skylanders is just so much fun to watch unfold before you. But it's not only the strong personality that makes this guy so great, there's also the design. I love the fact how it perfectly blends both robotic parts and of course more softer squidgy parts of Drobot, aka a dragon, most obviously a tech dragon more specifically. And it also emphasizes Drobot's resourcefulness, because not only did he create that armor himself, but the specifics to the armor is very cleverly implemented, because of course he focused on armoring the wings and the tail, and as Gob would say,
it's the wings and the tails you really want. If it can't fly, it can't get away. A downed dragon is a dead dragon.
So of course that not only makes Drobot look awesome, but it also helps maintain some great protection for the character, ensuring that he is never downed nor defeated. In fact, it's very difficult to get defeated with this guy, purely based upon the highly destructive moveset that I alluded to earlier. But that basically does it for our top 10. Zooming back out right here, there it is in all of its glorious glory, with Drobot rightfully taking the number 1 spot right beside Chain Reaction and Magna Charge receiving our other medals today. But at that, this top 10 is coming to an end. Thank you so much, Skylander, for hopping on with me for this here video, and I'll be seeing you next week for the next Elemental top 10. But until such a moment, peace.